everybody, it's Joanna Phillips with Let's Talk About It. And
Tammy Warner. Hello.
happy sunny Tuesday.
Gorgeous day. Gorgeous day.
We have, and it won't be up today. This won't be up today. For sure, it'll be up tomorrow because I want to get well, we'll talk about that in a minute. As always, like, share, follow. We're trying to get more information out to people. And again, thank you, all of you, for your ongoing support.
Yes.
And had a lot of people come up to me at the Legion event and it's like, you girls keep doing what you're doing. A lot of positive reinforcement there. So some days it's hard, but here we are.
Yep. Yep. It was a very peoply weekend.
It was a very people-y weekend. Yes, I would agree. It was a very people-y weekend, and we don't people well.
No, I don't people at all, really.
I
Anybody
was
who thinks that.
surprised to see Tammy and Jeremy at the Legion.
Yes, yes. I went, my Uncle Joe lives in West Stockbridge. He had his classic car there. Oh, I'm terrible. I should know what it is, and I didn't, but it was the baby blue. Super, super nice. Unrestored. It was in pristine condition and it hadn't even been restored. So whoever owned
Wow.
it before him, you know, and my uncle's had it for God, I don't know, more years than I can think. But yeah, so that was the reason I went. I wanted to see him. I hadn't seen him in far, far, far too long. So I got to stay and observe. I got there as the ceremony was starting, so I got to stay and observe that. And that was actually very informative.
It
I learned
was.
things. I learned things about the town.
Democratic meetings are on the first Saturday at the town hall at 11 a.m. Republican meeting is this Saturday, the 13th at 9 a.m. at the town hall. The chair of the Republican committee is looking for more email addresses. I think she's got like 100 out of over 400. So you can send it to us. Maybe I will put a postable up. Let me make a note. I'll put a postable up. So anyone that wants to give their email address can do so. And quite honestly, and it doesn't matter what party, Democratic or Republican, I can get that information to the Democratic Party,
Yep.
or you can contact Penguin Biz or Chris Cottom directly and give them your email address to stay in the loop of what's going on in the
Hmm.
Democratic Party. Same with the Republican Party. If we do a postable, we'll get that to the chair, we'll get it to Darla, or you can contact Darla directly. All right, so let's talk about the Legion, the 250th anniversary. Um, I want to talk about Kevin first. I don't know the answer to this. I think I know the answer to this question, but was he ever the historian, and why is he not now?
Yeah. Like I said, I learned something,
A
I learned some
fountain,
fascinating information about our history.
yeah. I mean, to me, based on his knowledge of history, and I would love to sit down with him and just record hours and hours and hours and hours of everything that he has in his
And he even
brain.
said this was just a fraction of, so I
It
mean,
was it was pretty cool.
hmm
So I don't know why he's not the town historian. I don't know if he put in a letter of interest or whatever. The one thing that I have noticed is that there are no committee reports, and we haven't heard anything from the current historian, which I find odd.
hmm
Just saying. I will say that it was nice to see 3 out of the 5 board members there to
Yep.
support the Legion. I
Yes.
thought that was also awesome. I do think that Craig also sent out private invitations to each one of them. I had the pleasure of
No.
sitting with next to Sharon and Steve Powers. Great
Susan,
conversation. It was awesome. Great
Susan was
conversation.
there. Yep.
Steve
Joanne,
was
as always, would have expected her there no matter what anyway. You could always count on her.
exactly. So it was a great ceremony. Thank you to all of the members that participated, as well as all of the members that backed them up.
And
Doing
it
the
really looked
things.
like they had a very good turnout. I mean, I was only there just for the ceremony because we had to rush off to Eva had a baseball game. But I mean, that road was just cars all the way down,
It
Mill
was an
Road.
amazing turnout. I was very pleased.
A lot of really nice cars. A lot of really nice cars were sitting out there.
Oh, and Katie won the prize for Mikey's truck.
Oh, did she? Oh, that's so good. That's so nice.
How awesome is that?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and most importantly, thank you to all of our Legion members for your service and your dedication to the community. So thank you for that. So I know people find it hard to believe that I'm shy and I struggle with social events. So not only did I go to the Legion, I went to the Willy Wonka play. It was a lot. I was way overstimulated on Saturday, but I survived it. The Willy
She
Wonka,
went to a play. I had to go to kids' baseball.
it was an amazing play. They did such a good job. And the props, like, and I asked yesterday when I picked up my donuts, um, who, who, so in a previous life, I was a certified teacher in decorative painting. So there's little things that I notice. I mean, I guess technically I'm still a certified teacher. I don't know. But the bubbles for the bubble room with the champagne and where Charlie and
Hmm.
Grandpa went up in the air,
Yep.
the bubbles that were painted, they stuck out to me because they were perfect bubbles with the highlights. And I
The
know
right shadowing. No, I know what you're saying. They
it
had the right
sounds
shadowing. And,
trivial,
oh,
but I mean, really, they did such an amazing job on the props. The performers were awesome. Thank you to Megan Rogers and Rob Long for their leadership with these kids, along with all the choreographers and everybody else. And kudos to the kids. They did an awesome job. I was going to name each child by name. Not going to do that because we're short on time. But just know we see you. The other cool thing was in the program, each child put in a little bit about themselves. And it was interesting because a lot of them joined the drama club to get out of their comfort zone, which I thought was
hmm.
really awesome.
Yep.
Another one had said that they did it to get off their phone, which I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But the majority of these kids were like eighth grader, astounding, astounding. I was amazed. It was awesome. Thank you to all the community members that supported and helped out. It was just amazing. So, on to the park and the summer youth program. So I'm just going to say that the early registration has been extended to, oh, I can't remember if it's the 16th or the 18th, but it's one of those days. And somebody, the sign up is low right now. It is gaining, but so the park program. I saw some chatter on social media in regards to the price. When I was a kid, it was free, but things have changed. But the fact of the matter is, if you had to have a child that you need to put in daycare for the summer
Yeah.
because you're a working family,
Good luck.
the park program, A, finding a decent daycare, and B, the price. I mean, you're talking for 5 days a week. That's not including, breakfast and lunch.
Right. Exactly.
It's $300 to $500 a week. So the summer youth program is a bargain.
Yeah, it's a very good deal. And they get to keep interacting with their same friends from school,
Correct.
during the summer, which I think is a nice thing for these kids. It just keeps that learning. It's part of
Camaraderie
learning.
going.
It's part of learning is learning to interact and be part, instead of being separated all summer, because let's face it, we don't live in a lot of us don't live in an air little street neighborhoods where the kids can all get together. They live at this part of town, that part of town. It's not that kind of thing where I grew up. Excuse me. In Westfield it was more, we had the streets with the neighborhoods, and it's not like
Right.
that here. It's more country, it's more spread out. So the park program gives them an opportunity to stay together, and interact through the summer. And I think they'd have a lot more fun there than at a daycare.
So now let's talk about the park calmly.
My biggest problem is misinformation. We've said this all along. We have a big problem with misinformation. And we try very hard. We try very hard to try and find, the information that people want on all situations, but
And
particularly.
need.
And the information that I saw going out online yesterday was that this is airport gravel on the playground, that's the surface. That is not the surface.
That's the base.
That is, so there's drainage. There was many layers put down of things prior to this gravel, this crushed gravel. Um, that we're doing that, but we're not getting all the other equipment and new slide and people complaining about the slide, which again, that baffles me because the last go round with the playground, everybody was complaining just the opposite, that slide, I played on that since I was young and blah blah blah, and now all of a sudden we're, oh, that slide is too hot and needs to go. Pick a lane, people, pick a lane. It's
So there is
frustrating.
these there is a surface that is going on top of the gravel. And I,
It's a poured rubber kind of a thing.
yes, and I still have to get a email to the board
Just
with those
please
questions.
don't give out information as fact if you're not sure that it's fact. The information is out there, look for it, and also everybody joining in on it. I mean, again, they're not done. There is, and also from what I'm gathering, the handicap swing is a whole separate, uh going to be a whole separate
That would make sense.
play piece.
Yeah.
I will admit, I was kind of, I thought they were going to like take out a swing and put in a, that kind of thing. But from what I'm seeing and I'm gathering, they're going to, that's going to be like a whole separate piece, from what I'm seeing. But again, they're not finished with the surface. They still have yet to do the poured surface. I'm not even sure if that's next. I'm going to assume maybe it's next, but I'm not sure. But what people are seeing right now, and people saying it looks horrible. Even right now, I'm sorry, take a mental picture back of what it looked like before they started what they're doing. And if you look at it today, even with the crushed stone and it looks tidy. It looks nice. So I don't understand why they're saying it looks so terrible because see
And
that.
I also want to add to that in what I'm seeing and looking back on, none of the equipment was going to be replaced. Everything was just like sensory stuff. Things were being added on, but I have not found anything that said anything is going to be replaced.
And let's
And
be real. That slide, people complaining about slide, oh, we get hurt, get hurt. Okay, tell me how many times people got hurt on that slide. I can tell you times that people got hurt due to the surface of the playground. I couldn't tell you incidents that have caused major injury from that slide.
the only thing I remember is just burning my butt cheeks.
And it's just I mean, I know people who were swinging and broke their leg because when they jumped off the swing, those wooden boards that they have going around snapped their leg. I know people who have fallen and hit the ground and broken bones from just falling onto the ground. So I know that is definitely something that needed to be addressed, the surface. And those wood chips that we had, please don't act like those wood chips were good because those were horrible. Thankfully, as far as I know, nobody was injured by those. But that to me was just like a bedding of nothing, of splinters, and freaking, that made no sense to me. No sense.
So there's that. Again, oh, in the handicap parking, I talked to somebody about it, and I think, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong. So the handicap parking is going to be two spots. If you're looking, if you're looking at if you're looking at the park from Old Post Road, it will be on the left, the basketball side. And I think they're going to cut out a little bit of the grass for two parking spots. And I don't know if it's going to be airport mix or crusher run, but they're going to be on that other side, which leads me to believe that new piece of equipment is probably going to be closer to that side. I would
Okay.
guess, but I don't know. So that's all I know about that.
it looks almost dead center
Yeah,
where
I'm
they're
not
planning
sure.
on putting it, from what I could see.
And then the other thing is, if we're ADA compliant and we're doing a walking path to the gazebo, how is anyone in a wheelchair going to get in there without a ramp?
And also, side note, motorized bikes are not allowed on the paths, the walking paths, the trail. They're not allowed on there. So please, if you have kids with those bikes, because I saw it this Friday at practice, zipping all over the place. And, they're not. So if you have kids who have a motor, please remind them that they're not allowed to ride those bikes on the trails.
But
Let's
they're
be
going to do it.
respectful.
Yeah, but they're going to do what they're going to do because
Yeah,
they're kids.
let's be respectful though. There's a reason though, because it'll tear up the surface.
Right,
So let's
right.
be respectful.
All right. So let's talk about board meeting tomorrow night at 6:30. All right. Pretty short agenda this week. There are some budget amendments that I don't really understand that I have to look at. Privilege of the floor um policy is changing again. I'm not sure what that looks like. So that'll be fun. Old business, feasibility study update and next steps. That's the feasibility study on the water and sewer that we've been playing games with for since, last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have not gotten answers. I sent an email right after the last board meeting in regards to the things that were, I read it. I read it in the podcast. Y'all know what it says. If not, check it out. So I'm very curious to see what that is. Again, they were supposed to vote on stuff or have stuff in front of them this month in regards to the petition. And as we said from the CAC, that's been delayed. Nobody knows how long the delay will be.
Mm-hmm.
Alternate planning board members letter of interest received. I think they got two. I'm not positive. Comprehensive plan committee letters of interest received. I don't know why we're putting that as letters of interest received, because that was a month ago. Retirement resolution, policy review, and again, these policies have to be reviewed every single year. Um, Personnel policy, public employer health emergency plan, senior youth program ADA policy of procedures and acknowledgement. So in one of these policies, and I believe it's the personnel policy, and I didn't write notes down, but it's had something to do with social media.
Okay.
And when I read it, I really do hope that the town lawyer has read that because it it's a First Amendment thing. So I really hope that our lawyer just double checks that
Mm-hmm.
because they just need to double check that. All right, annual bids, fuel, HVAC work, plowing, mower maintenance, trucking equipment, just annual bids. Engineer proposal for highway fire damage repairs. Okay, so here's the deal on that. So there was this situation, it's not a situation. The insurance company came back to the highway superintendent with numbers. He's a contractor, so he's like, these numbers aren't gonna fly. I believe the insurance company came back and said, then, get your own independent estimates. That's where the engineer is coming in to help him to help do that, to get with the insurance company. So that's what that's about. Agenda docs, there is a proposal, how much it's going to cost. I do not know if the insurance company pays for that or if that's the town, but it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
The highway loader, not sure what that's about. Maybe he's decided to sell it and not keep it. So let's talk about the finances real quick. This report was better. Still not what it needs to be, but they did give us the bank reconciliation thing again, which is good, which shows the fund balances. Not completely accurate. Supervisor report shows that We have $2,614,531.40 in the bank as of May 31st. Now take out your disbursements of 215,156. And I'm going to assume, see, that's the thing. I don't know if these deposits are in that balance because it depends on when it was done. So in any event. So this report shows total balances of 1,699,709.75 in the VIP investment account. But I'm working off the 2,000,006 number. Again, these are real numbers, not budget numbers. So if you take out all the things, they do have the facilities reserve at 300,000, which is incorrect because we moved 100,000 to the general fund. So if you take all these out, plus the library money of 127,500, the LBPA 80,029.50, the money due to the comptroller from the courts, the highway money, the $200,000 that the general fund owes to the highway, the escrow, the ARPA that's not on here, the abstract disbursements, the payroll money, we are $668,000 in the hole, but that doesn't include taking the money out of there from the fire insurance because I'm not positive how much of that is left, but that's probably another 200,000. The tips money. So yeah, we're still in the hole. Receivables, let's see. State aid sidewalks, we got $64,767. I'm going to assume that that was a reimbursement for the money that we paid out to the engineers. But yeah, we're not really making any headway here, which I do owe somebody an email in regards to this report so that they can understand. But we're not making any headway. I don't know what we're gonna do. I also noticed that there was a balance in the 625, which is down to $592,800. Where's the resolution to move that money and what was that for? I don't know. Because just like we did with the facilities reserve, if you're going to agree to spend that money, there should be a resolution. So I don't really know what that's all about. So yeah, same old with the finances. We're getting a little better with the reports, but not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're still in the hole. I don't see how we're gonna get out of it. The general fund. And again, that's not including receivables that may be coming in or payables that might
Right.
be going out. This is actual cash on hand right now,
Right.
not budget numbers.
Two different things.
Two different things. Budget numbers can be fake, cash is real. So I think that's all we got for today. If you made it this far, thank you. You're awesome. And we'll keep an eye on the park. We'll keep an eye on what's going on. I'm gonna wait to send my email to the board until after tomorrow night's board meeting. So it'll probably be an 8-page email. Just kidding, it'll probably be two. So we'll update you on that on Wednesday. See what happens with the appointments to the planning board and the comprehensive plan committee. Comprehensive plan committee meeting is tonight. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. See you Thursday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.